All right, Bill. Great to have you on stream. So glad we got this chance to connect. I
What's
apologize in
happening, bro?
advance for my voice. It's kind of scuffed. I just did 3 hours of karaoke at Rockbox and a Long Island iced tea and a whiskey sour and a couple other drinks. And yeah, it's definitely hit me pretty hard. So, yeah,
You're good. You're good, mate. You're good.
cool, cool, cool. How about you? How's your morning or day going? I guess I haven't looked up the time there in Australia. It can't be the
It's
chillest day for
almost
you. 2 p.m.
it's
Yeah.
almost 2:15.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Cool. Cool, cool. So,
Um, Public holiday today, so I got the day off work. It was pretty nice.
oh, that's good. That's good.
Took
Nice.
the time to just relax, spend some time with the fam bam. And the rest is history.
Awesome, man. Cool.
How'd the whole tournament go and stuff like that?
Oh, it was well beyond expectations. Like, I remember when
Yeah.
we were first talking about doing a tournament and it was going to just be on my little Breakneck Band server. And we had Tom Dog
Yep. Yep.
putting up $80 and myself putting up $80. And it was like, we're going to do some slapdash, crappy homebrew tournament. Then very, very grateful for the Purple staff for stepping in and making it an actual thing. And so much
Yep.
generous sponsorship from something like 8 other sponsors that made it
Yeah.
into a
It's told me it reached 1K, huh?
one
That's pretty
thousand
good.
dollar tournament. It was like the biggest tournament we've seen.
I
That's
don't think
like
we've ever seen that before. Yeah.
exactly
That's
with like
crazy.
public eligibility. Like I understand, like if famous streamers are involved, you see big numbers, 25,000, this sort of thing, and it's mostly
Mm.
going to charity and so on. But that's like only really celebrities are playing, so it's not really as accessible. Whereas this one was
Yeah.
the first one that like anyone in the world could have potentially played. So yeah, it was
Exactly.
it was something else. We saw a lot of participation and a 100 players. A lot of work went into that. Really, really appreciate Asian Dumbum stepping up and
Yeah, that's good.
bringing it home with the fixing the imposter server and making it completely stable for the whole tournament. Also, huge
Okay.
shout out to Starlight. Just very much underappreciated how much she did. Firstly, she was the biggest sponsor. Like, she outmatched my total donation. And then, in addition, she moderated individual games, whilst also just, fixing the ranked score system live during the tournament, editing how scores would be calculated to sort of like respond to feedback from the community, and then coordinating with Asian Dum Dum to make that all happen. And just such a humble
During the
attitude
tournament. That's awesome.
during the tournament. Exactly. Like she put in
I'm glad
so much work. Like really, really
I'm
appreciate
glad it
her
worked
help.
out and went beyond expectations. I mean
Absolutely. I was
the
just
community deserved this for a
floored
long time.
by how much, people really just brought their A game, both in terms of the players as well as the staff. It was just incredible. I couldn't have imagined that it would go so well.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, man. So
And
tell me,
you can
like,
only improve from there. Hopefully there's, tournaments to come after that.
man, like
Mm.
I haven't ever been this excited about Among Us and ranked Among Us in particular. I mean, two just incredible things on a personal level happening here in terms of like attention from Five Up as well as like this biggest tournament we've ever seen. Like the proof is in the pudding today. We've got like so many parallel lobbies happening as the new season happened. Like the new season
Mhm.
started, and there's like 5 parallel full lobbies in purple, and so many that like there's complaints in feedback suggestions asking for like why aren't there more lobbies because there are more people wanting to play and there are no lobbies available. So like that's a really good problem to have, and just blown away by how much like the scene has exploded and the growth is phenomenal.
Sweet. Good, good.
So Bill, tell me, like obviously there's like the elephant in the room, like what's going on with you? Like why are you sort of stepping away from the scene?
Um, I've been thinking about it for a while because I recently opened up a business for construction,
Yeah.
and because I've just opened it, I need to really, step on the grind and focus on that
Uh-huh.
until I get to a point where I can step back from IRL if I just want to chill
Yeah.
and come back to Discord. But for now, there's just a lot of setting up to do,
So
making
it's
sure
it's
that I'm
real life
busy.
stuff, yeah?
Real life stuff, yeah. That's pretty much it. Also, I'm
Yeah.
in the month of Ramadan, so it's like
That's true. You
But
know,
what?
I've never really appreciated how much like Ramadan has been a part of our community until I noticed like some of the casters, some of the players, you know, like taking time away from their day before Ramadan to pray and to fast,
Mhm.
and like how much that must have taken a toll on them to be able to play on their A game for a 10-hour stream
Yeah,
while fasting, while praying. I mean, it can't be easy. This is definitely
yeah.
a very real thing.
But what I really like about it, yes, it's a sacrifice, but at the same time, we all have this thing in common where we don't look at it as a burden.
Right.
It's just something that we do um, in terms of teaching us patience and improving on ourselves through that.
Yep.
So while that's going on, and I'm working on my business on the outside, it's just been, non-stop for me. So I didn't think I'd ever have time to run a tournament or, do Purple Among Us stuff. So
So,
that's why
Bill,
I stepped
like,
back.
is it true that your departure is permanent, or is this more of a point in time statement?
Um, uh, just looking at the face of it, it does seem to be permanent, but who knows? I can't give a definitive answer for the future. It
I
could just
see. So, if it is still open door, like most likely permanent, but with this small outside possibility, question for
mhm.
you is, what would it take to get you to come back?
um I mean, it's got nothing to do with how the community is or how Among Us is going. It's all just relative to what's happening in my real life in terms
Yeah,
of work.
in terms
And
of
what it would
stress
take
or like
is
money or
not even
opportunity.
not even that. It's just being able to eventually get off the tools because I have to be at work every day,
Yep.
uh, 7 to 5, and then work chases me after hours. I
Right.
need to talk to clients, do quoting, read plans, order material. Like it's nonstop.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. It must be hard, right? Like you've got a very full on workload there.
yeah, because I just opened up. So it's when it reaches a point where it's like I've got some people I can rely on to take off the load,
Yep.
then I can see myself coming back.
Got it.
Yeah.
How long do you think that realistically is going to be? Because it sounds like once you move away from being a frontline tradie to being sort of a management position, you might have more capacity. Is that something like a
Mm,
2 year or a 10 year time frame? Like, what are we thinking here?
I'm thinking the way things are going right now, I'm thinking minimum 1 year
Yeah. So we're going
because
to have no bill for
it's
a year.
doing well for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably 1 year. I'm still going to be around to help Ox reset the each season. Just every month, I can go into the code, reset the season, and then I'm out again.
That's good to hear
I
because
am
I
going
think,
to be doing that
yeah, that's
just so it
amazing.
aids in.
Right.
Yeah,
Because I appreciate that you don't want to sort of leave it all by the wayside. Like you've put
I
a lot
don't
of
want to kill
yourself.
the community, right? I don't want to
Exactly.
completely like. I still want to check in, see how things are going, but
Totally.
yeah, that's it for now. Just every month, I'll Ox will give me a date and time, and then I'll do
Were
that.
you involved in resetting this current season?
I was, yeah.
Thank you so much for that. I think that like a lot has to be said for the work that goes on behind the scenes. Like a lot of the player base just sort of sees the ranked lobbies and is like expects it to work and doesn't really appreciate that there's a lot of manual labor behind the scenes. And just want to say like
Yeah,
really grateful for the time and investment that you put in there.
that's all right. I mean, I pretty much grew up with this community. I don't know if it was a span of 2 years or maybe even three, but I mean, they all deserve it. So they're all good people. I don't think I hate anyone in the entire community. There's not
That's
one single
wonderful.
person.
What a positive attitude, man. So when you look back on your time spent in the Ranked Among Us community, what are some of your favorite memories?
Oof, there might be too many to count. Um, well, we gotta we gotta mention the OG servers like AUR and Nutters. I
Absolutely.
I started off as just a player in AUR. It was good times. A lot of old lobbies.
That's where I came from too,
Um,
man. I found it on Reddit AUR, and then
You were in
they
AUR first, not
I
Nutters?
was, and that's how they sent me on to Nutters because there was a player in there who's like, "You seem like you want a sweaty lobby. Go to Nutters."
Fair enough.
Yep, yep,
Um, Discord was like completely new to me at that time as well. Like, so I thought, you know what, moderating these rank lobbies would be pretty cool. And so, um, after that, after earning rank mod, Asian realized we're kind of like in the same time zone and this
yeah.
could really benefit us. Um, so that's when I came into Nutters, and then we kind of just, I was never a mod in Nutters for a while, but we kind of just got on talking there until we got to a point where we wanted to expand the bot. So, I mean, there's a lot of good memories as well in the lobbies, a lot of people that I enjoy playing with. Um, just it's a lot of fun times, man. I couldn't even count how many
That's
times
wonderful.
yeah.
That's a good problem to have when there's so many good memories that they all sort of meld together. That means like, you've just really enjoyed sort of what you got back from all your investment.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you could wave a magic wand and fix one thing about Ranked Among Us in general, what would it be?
Mm, probably the amount of players we have. I mean, it's a big community.
Yeah.
It's a big server. I mean, but if the player base was even larger than what it is now, you could implement an entire MMR matchmaking system
Yeah.
where it
So
would
you're thinking
actually,
like ranked skill based matchmaking.
yeah, it's definitely like a really good idea. It just didn't work in Nutters because of the player base.
Yeah, it
A lot
needs to
of
be a little
people
bit
ended up
bigger to have
waiting.
skill based matchmaking
That's right. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
that's what I'd change.
Makes sense, man. So, like, what do you think it would take us to get to the point where we could have enough growth to do skill based matchmaking? Like, what does that look like?
I think it definitely requires some sort of, you know, like you mentioned, Five Up was in there,
Yeah,
was kind of getting involved. Yeah, anyone with
absolutely.
a name who's recognizable that gets into the scene, I think can be a big boost to Ranked Among Us.
Totally.
Um,
Yeah, I
what
mean, on a
else?
personal level, I've watched a lot of his content. That's kind of what sort of got me into becoming, sweaty
Yeah,
about learning imposter plays. Was seeing a lot of his
yeah.
educational content. I think that
When it was just vanilla Among Us, right?
exactly like before the sort
Yeah,
of modded stuff or roles came in, I think I learned a lot by just watching sort of what he did. And I would love to see more people sort of invest time into building educational material. I think it's very
yeah,
important for
exactly.
growing the playbase because do you remember back to sort of your first couple of games of Ranked Among Us, especially if you get imposter, your
Mhm.
heart races and you're like, I don't know what to do. And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
need some gentle encouragement slash something to lean on. And like watching a video of someone else playing is a good sort of way of learning in a low stress environment because there's nothing at
that's right.
stake.
Yeah,
You can kind of just watch
that's
it
right.
passively and then learn
Exactly.
and apply that into your games. Whereas like being
Yeah.
in the heat of the moment, it's difficult and stressful.
I
So
think also
yeah,
another way to feel really relaxed as imposter is knowing the win rate for it is not quite high. It's like
exactly.
everyone kind of throws, everyone kind of loses. So
Yeah, yeah, you're looking at like 10% win rate as the standard, right? Like
yeah, yeah.
you're
That
not
used to help me relax and just do your best. Yeah,
exactly you're not expected to win in that situation. When you do win,
yeah,
it's exceptional.
yeah.
So who is your inspiration?
Uh, who I used to watch, who got me to Among Us.
Sure,
What do you
or
mean?
like you could think about like who do you look up to in the community, or like who's a streamer you like.
Um, really, I did used to watch a lot of Five Up back then.
Yeah, totally. So Five Up
X
is a
X.
big name for you as well. Do you
Yeah,
think you
yeah.
would come back if you were invited to play in a lobby with Five Up? Would you make an exception and come back?
uh, Most likely, eh? I
Totally.
mean. it depends because their time zone's pretty crazy. So
It
it
is
really
tough.
does depend.
Yeah,
It
it
would
is
have
tough
to
with the
be
time
like
zone. Definitely.
midnight for me. I don't know what that is for them. So I used to watch XQC as well, just for the pure entertainment of it.
Yeah, so the big name
Inspiration.
streamers are definitely an inspiration for you by the sounds of it.
Um, yeah, pretty much. That's how it kind of got me into Among Us. But when it came to moderation and
Yep.
administration, I I really don't know why, but I just think that I just felt that the ranked I really connected well with the players in rank. So I thought I could give, fair judgment and kind of stuff like that to get involved with that. So
So you
that's
mentioned the
why.
players and ranked. Like, do you have any thoughts on specific players? Like any sort of advice you'd give them, or like shout outs that you'd want to speak to for specific players?
Mm, uh, advice. Don't be, don't be so full invested in MMR, man. I mean, I think that giving constructive feedback to new players is it's a very good way to help the community grow. I know it gets, I know it gets frustrating when people throw, and it can get toxic, which is, in my perspective, actually, if I threw and people got toxic towards me, I'd kind of look at it as a way of, well, if I was in their shoes, I'd kind of feel the same. I
Yeah.
never really took it to heart.
Right.
Don't
So
take
you
things to heart when people talk shit.
right, you
Um,
understand why they do it and you don't get too sort of tilted by it. That's a very
that's
mature
right.
attitude. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of players obviously don't have that kind of mindset.
Right.
Some players are young, and if
Yeah,
it gets
so
personal, I
on that
understand.
age difference, like it's difficult to sort of like encourage people to be acting more mature than their actual age. But like,
Yeah.
how do you think if someone is a bit younger, how can they sort of embrace the more mature attitude that you're taking?
Um, I think that it's just as important as it is to be active in the community, it's also as important to be active with them outside of Among Us kind of thing. Like
Definitely.
if I'm not in the mood, like if I'm tilted, right, I'm not going to say anything kind of like personal or hurtful. I'm going to leave the game. I'm going to jump in a hangout or whatever
Yeah.
and just connect with the community. And you'll see that over time, those things really affect you.
You
Connecting outside of is just important.
you're cutting out a little bit, unfortunately, Bill. I'm not sure if you're traveling. You said you're on your phone. Yeah, unfortunately, the connection is a little bit spotty. Not sure if there's much you can do about it on your end. While we're waiting for Bill to get his connection stabilized, if Twitch chat wants to give us like one or two thoughts on what you think of Bill and what you'll miss about him as he departs us as a community member.
Is that better?
It does sound a bit better now, Bill.
Okay.
So Bill, like on this topic of like hanging out with people and connecting with them in Hangout, is there someone in particular that you like respect in the community that you made a true connection with?
Oh, there's multiple people I could shout out to.
I'd love to
Um,
hear it. Yeah.
I could shout out to um, Jesus. There's too many names. Um,
And don't be worried about remembering every single name.
oh
Like
yeah,
no
yeah,
one
yeah,
is
yeah.
perfect here. Like we're just like going
Yeah.
for positive energy here.
I'm sorry if I if I miss anyone because there's too many names. Fucking Ox, Odini, Iron Spoon, um, Tom Dog, Wanhida, Abdul, Jojo. Who else, man? Fucking too many.
So as
Yeah,
you connected,
all the OG AUR gang.
yeah, absolutely, man. And I mean, like when you connected with each of these people, what's something that you like remember taking away from the conversations?
I remember like a lot of talked about uh, like Among Us strategies, Among Us talk. Um, maybe some bitching and backbiting about other players.
That's always fun. I mean,
That was
like
funny to listen to.
it is like at the end of the day, it's a social deduction game, and sometimes it's like a little bit of the side chatter about how situations played out can be very fun to debrief on.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those times where I connected with them was when I was a moderator, right? So a lot of things would come to me in a private hangout or a
Totally.
VC, and they
Yep.
would kind of tell me how they feel.
Yeah.
Whereas, just so they can be heard. And a
Right.
lot of it is about, certain situations and things like that.
So when you reflect on your time both as a player and as a moderator, would you say that the moderator job is thankless or rewarding?
Hmm. What was the first that you said rewarding? What was the other? What did you
Thankless.
say before?
Because in my mind, it is a pretty self sacrificial role. Like a lot of community members kind of hate on mods and are resentful about the decisions because they're very MMR focused. And
Yeah.
so I imagine, not as a moderator myself, but as a community member observing how people treat mods, that it could be kind of a lonely job, and people might view you as a bit of a policeman slash cop, and
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah,
like,
I see.
yeah, like
I
how does
definitely
that
see
play out for you?
that's sort of. Well, for me, I'm speaking for myself because I'm not going to stroke my ego or anything like that, but because I am older and more mature, I don't give a shit about my reputation if I make, a certain call.
Right.
Um, I think that because of that mindset, it was easy for me. Um, but because I kind of connected with a lot of the community, because I tried to, what's that saying? There's like a, how do I say it? Like, I don't want to say that everyone, the kids, obviously, but because they're younger,
Yep.
right? The older need to kind of be more, I guess, merciful towards younger people.
Right.
Like if you have a kid, like you kind of like get down to their level and you talk to them nicely and stuff like that.
Yep.
Um, so that's why it was kind of rewarding for me when I'd get good feedback on how I deal with situations and how I talk to the community and stuff.
Totally. So, Bill, just
So
like a personal question here, if you don't mind reflecting on this,
yeah,
are you a parent yourself?
no, I'm not.
Do you
I'm
intend
not
to
a
be a
parent.
parent in the future?
Yeah, definitely eventually. Just not the time for that.
I see.
Just more on work right now.
Yeah, so long term aspiration, you do want to be a dad by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
taking
Eventually, I
away
will.
what you've learned from dealing with like younger members of the community, what do you think that will do to influence how you behave as a dad?
Um, I don't know. Just be a be a good dad, I guess. Kind of like disciplinary but merciful at the same time. Um, I guess. Well, a lot of it is also a lot of how you, I guess, behave as a dad reflects on your experience in the real world as well. I think. Um, but yeah, I think I'd make a good dad. Ask anyone.
Cool. You strike me as someone who is sort of measured and reasonable in your judgment and not hasty in making poor decisions. Like you seem even tempered and level headed, and at the
Well,
same
you got to
time
always
wholesome.
kind of try to, when it comes to decision making, you need to keep emotions out of it.
Yeah,
That's kind of the best way. If you think about a lot of people that make decisions emotionally, they're always, well, 80% of the time they're wrong.
interesting.
Um,
Yeah.
that's what I think. Yeah.
What do you want to
What
be?
about you, Brick? How
Yeah.
is
Okay. You
being a
want to
father?
reflect
You
some of the
tell me.
questions on me. So which one
Yeah, yeah.
specifically?
About being a dad. What is it? Has it just turned your life into a whole 360 turn? Like,
I would say
what
becoming a dad has been the best thing that's ever happened to me. Definitely has made me sort of reflect a lot on like what my values are and what I prioritize in life. I mean, it's very much like a trope, like family comes first type of deal. But when you're
hmm
forced into situations like I'm literally in an interview with Five Up, right? And then my heavily pregnant wife needs help and is feeling sick, and I have to step away and I give up on, a pinnacle moment in my hobby because obviously there's my family needs attention, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
you put in a real life test around like where your priorities lie, and I feel like I had to in real time make the right call, and I stand by my decision, right? Like,
yeah, it
family does
feels
come
good
first
though,
for me.
right? Like
It does, right?
feels
And the
good.
same way that I'm going to be taking 5 months off from work to focus on family as my second born comes into the world, like I could
Hmm.
cut my parental leave short. There are people that have done that, right? But
Mm.
that's not going to be a goal for me. I will be taking the time to really be present as a father. And yeah, I mean, it really sort of forces you to reflect on what's important in your life. And there's still like an element of, okay, as much as you say family comes first, you do also need to take some self care.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
you
yeah.
will need to step away from pure duty in your life and like have a bit of fun.
There's a
Um,
balance. Yeah, yeah, that's
yeah, and it's
important.
it's very interesting for me like how the Among Us experience has played out, because of course at first it's a diversion or like a video game. But then, as I've gotten more invested in it, I've found myself drifting towards more community oriented slash bigger picture stuff. Like, instead of just being focused on playing a game or trying to win or the MMR and so on, I'm caring more about the
Yeah,
people around me
yeah,
and sort of what
yeah.
the long term impact is. And it's starting to become a little bit more like work, which is very interesting. And at the same time, that doesn't scare me. I find that more intrinsically motivating. So I don't know if that
Good,
really
good.
answers your question, but that's speaking from the heart
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. Good, good.
Cool, man. So another fun question for you: what do you want to be remembered for in the Among Us community?
Mhm. Um, just the Among Us Overlord. I don't know. Just everyone can say what they say or perceive me as how they perceive and whatnot. I guess I hope I made a good impact on the community, and
So you say good impacts. Um, if you had a testament from Ox, what would you hope he says about you?
Ox call me dog shit, but then um, he'd call me dog shit at the game. That's what he'd say, and then he'd say, but in terms of being a leader, I think that uh, I hope that I taught him a few things. I guess in terms of leadership, um, I was, I was very like I had a sense of justice between mod decisions or players' decisions, or in terms of dealing with consequences of people's actions. When to let things go. I guess I hoped you would say something like that. Like I taught him all that stuff. I don't know.
When you think about like a difficult decision that you and Ox had to sort of partner on, what do you think was like the light bulb moment where you sort of both came to a reasonable conclusion together?
Um, like think about it as an example of something like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's difficult to sort of probe in on this question because sometimes like these will go into specific infractions and so on. But maybe there's something broader about like the way or the direction the community is going in. What do you think was like a pivotal decision that you helped resolve?
Uh,
This might be too open ended too. We can move to other questions if this is the difficult one to answer.
I think, well, I can keep it kind of open ended. I guess establishing an entire moderation team in Purple
Hmm.
was the very first kind of light bulb thing I needed to do in terms of reviving ranked in
Yep.
that server.
Yep.
Because I looked at the server with the biggest numbers. Okay, it's that one. There are freaking 10 games going on in like, there's like one
The
game a day
casual
that's going
lobbies.
on. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
like, massive props. Sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to say, like, huge congratulations for getting ranked to happen in purple. That was like the renaissance of ranked Among Us. because it was definitely dead after we left Nutters. Like I was ready to
Yeah,
give up on Ranked Among Us, and then the fact that you landed us in purple, like the biggest Among Us server, big
yeah.
big moment for Ranked Among Us.
At, at the time when Nutters kind of died, I was also kind of like, okay, this is probably gone.
Yeah,
I was invited to SK's MMR server.
yeah,
I was playing in there for a little bit until that had gone down, the bot. I was
yeah.
like, okay, which server's got the bot? All right. And I guess I tried to talk to the staff, and I'm glad that the staff listened, I guess, and got involved to help me out. I
Right,
wouldn't have been able to do it without the server staff there.
definitely.
So shout out to them. And as soon as we established a mod team, players took the section seriously.
Amazing. Hey, Bill, I just want to say also you have a viewer here, Jojo, one of the participants from the tournament, and he
Mm-hmm.
is very impressed with the contributions you've had to the community and very happy that you're doing an interview, and he just wanted to say hi. So if you can give a shout out to Jojo, it'd be much appreciated.
G'day, sir. How you doing, mate?
G'day, mate.
Good to
How's
hear
it
from you,
going?
Jojo.
Jojo, mate.
So glad
True
to hear it,
blue.
mate. You can anyone that's on Discord can DM me when they like. I can't promise I'll respond quickly as possible, but when I can, I will get back to any DMs I get. So
Yeah, so
appreciate it.
for anyone unaware, Bill or Bills is Bills8620 on Discord, and we will miss you. That is absolutely the case. Good call out there, Jojo.
Appreciate it, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So,
Um,
Bill, like when you go
yep.
into heavy work mode, because you're sort of saying real life is getting in the way, what are you going to turn to for sort of self care or when you need a break?
Um, well, I hope that by the time that kind of where I can kind of take a step back, I do have my own family,
Yeah,
wife and kids to kind of pay attention to, and self care. I guess as soon as I'm off the tools, I would go to about 10 chiropractor sessions, get massages. Um,
absolutely.
yeah, family is probably one of the most important things to me. So I'll
Totally. So you
think
mentioned
that
like
mentally.
aspiration of wife and kids. Is there a girlfriend in the picture?
Nope, not yet. Not yet. No.
Not yet. And is that like something you're actively working towards, or like what's the progress?
Oh, no, no. If it happens, it happens. Like
Happens,
I'm
it
just
happens. Yeah,
looking
not
at work at the moment.
not
Yeah.
actively seeking at this stage. Well,
Oh no, no.
ladies, if
I don't
anyone's
even.
watching, we've got an eligible bachelor here. You can see a bit of a profile picture and upstanding member of the Ranked Among Us community, level-headed individual, dutif-
I live in Australia.
dutifully employed, strong Australian man here with a S tier voice. So yeah, don't hold back. You heard it here first. Eligible bachelor on the scene, Mr. Bill himself. Bill, what are you looking for in a partner?
I don't know, man. I guess what makes a good partner is someone who, I guess, appreciates you for who you are.
Yep,
Um, whatever my successes are would be her successes, and vice versa. You know, supportive. That kind of partner is, I think, more important. Well, definitely more important than someone who just looks beautiful
yep,
in my eyes. I think that
definitely.
that's is what more is more attractive to me than your looks. So yeah,
Cool, man. Yeah, that's definitely the case, right? Like the looks are kind of like necessary to be able to have a successful relationship, but it's not sufficient. Like you need much more beneath the surface.
well, if you think about it, right, if you're going out with the most beautiful girl in the world, but she does not, you know, I guess love you for who you are, in the long term, you're going to get turned off by this woman, no matter how gorgeous they are. So
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a
that's
short-term fling at best. It's not going to be
pretty
the end
much,
game. Yeah,
yep.
cool.
Um, Was there anyone that wanted to join in the call before I have to take off?
If you are interested in that option, I think we can quickly jump into ranked hangout and just say hi, because there are about 8 individuals there, and I'm sure they'd love to say hello. So if you want to join in purple ranked hangout, I'll meet you there.
Just send me an invite.
Yeah, we'll do. I'll go ahead and DM you that invite. Okay, so it's going to just be an invite to the server. That's just the way that these things work. And then you can see, you still have the ranked role?
I should.
Okay, you probably still have perms. There's ranked hangout and ranked hangout 2. I'm going to recommend we go to ranked hangout 1, and then anyone who wants to join us can just jump in. So I'll see you there, man.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, man.
All right, let's do it.
Well, I'm gonna do the 100 white people verse real quick for Spoon.
Hey,
Alright,
gang. Sorry to
Spoon, you want
interrupt
what
homework.
happened?
We have Bill on the call. Bill is actually leaving the Among Us scene permanently, and we have him live on
the-
stream.
Wait, really? Bill?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Bill's-
if you want to say hi, this is pretty much your last chance, and he's going to take at least a year off. So, like,
Oh, year off.
let's give a
Really?
mad shout out to Bill.
Oh my god.
He's a big
no.
reason why Among Us
Really,
has been
boy?
as successful in the ranked scene as it has. So,
No,
yeah,
he's the only reason. Oh my god.
This is so depressing right now.
Bill.
pretty
What's
much.
happening? What's
So,
happening?
go ahead and say hi to Bill and, like, share some of your favorite memories for this character.
Bill,
Go
you know,
first. No,
I
I'm
really-
gonna go first. I'm gonna go first. It's okay.
Okay.
Listen.
Fuck you.
I have been in several late night calls with Bill. We've talked about Among Us. We've talked about his absolute dominance over Honey Nut.
What?
Yes.
You know,
Wait,
like
what?
this guy has definitely been there for a lot of people, and you know, like really important times. Very generally good guy. I'd say he's like, if Jasper
mid to A tier,
wasn't still
yeah.
in the
Alright,
closet,
you go next. Alright.
Okay, kid.
if Jasper wasn't still in the closet,
Alright, so now that Ken's done talking, we love Bill. Love you, Bill. You know.
Monster. I'm
Hey,
so
man.
glad that they unbanned you, bro.
I'm so thanks, man.
Yeah.
Listen, man, when I was
Yeah.
staff, bro, Bill was always there for me, dog. He always he helped me out. He talked to me. He was the homie, bro. No cap. Like Bill was the homie. Bill's
Bill,
slime. No
Bill,
shit. No cap.
Bill, as the
Yes.
president,
Love Bill.
or maybe vice president, I don't know what you want to call yourself. You should have a pardon list for all of the Among Us you want to unban.
yes, I agree.
Yes, that would be insane.
Like how
That would
Trump
be,
free Kodak, you should do that with
Yeah.
like.
yeah, you should like free,
starting with
you should
Daba.
free
Free
TV,
Daba.
free TV,
Yeah,
yeah, free
Daba.
Daba,
Free
free
Daba.
Daba.
Well,
Free
yeah,
Daba.
that, but-
No cap.
Yeah.
Hey,
I do want to shout out though Bill though. He's
Yo.
probably my favorite trial player.
Free Sunspot.
Bill's the best trial player, right above.
stay here.
What?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Can you ban a few people for me?
Jay,
Or is
Bill's
this-
leaving Among Us scene forever, Jay. He's
Yeah,
leaving.
no.
Among Us.
Hey Jay, the ranked mods is really lie. You can unban
Yeah, he's
anyone.
actually
Like, when I was
leaving.
ranked
He
mod, I
said
could
he's
literally
Hey,
unban
Kate,
anyone.
come on, unban someone for me. For me.
Yeah.
Look,
I
brother.
really
come on.
unbanned multiple people when I was ranked mod.
They're all rejuvenated and healthy and
Yeah,
non-toxic. And
Anyway.
Hey, wait, you know Daba
Back
actually
to
went to
Bill.
rehab for Among Us toxicity, and he's good now.
Who won the
Oh,
tournament, by the
I
way?
forgot that.
The winner of the
Oh,
tournament
no.
was none other than our moderator Saitama, One Punch Man embodied in
Oh,
a
GG's.
Among Us player goated. Yeah, just incredible
I was about
performance.
to win it too, and then like I lost in the second round, so I was so close. And I just was
Yeah.
Homework, you disappointed me. I think you could have done better. It was
Wait,
I
unfortunate.
came in a
Big
close second, Bill.
Daba.
Bill almost beat Saitama, and then he killed me first, and then he won
Yeah.
the
Nick, are you doing an interview right now?
GG.
Yes, it's being live streamed
Yeah,
on
it's
Twitch,
live
so feel free to
streamed.
tune in and show some love for the channel. But this actually is more about Bill than the specific live stream.
Yeah.
By the
I-
way, Spoon, I want to just say, like, I asked Bill on the interview, like, what are some of his, like, people in the community that he respects, and you were amongst them. So, shout out to
yeah,
Iron
Me
Spoon.
and Bill have an elite relationship. I love it.
Yeah. They have one name differences in their names. Too.
Exactly, we've got Bills and Balls, so, yeah,
Yes.
this is a match made in heaven.
Wow, dude, there's no way you just said that word on stream.
You know,
My stream
you know-
has been very close to being demonetized, even just with Spicy Shot being involved in the tournament. Now Homework has changed his name to Bells. GG's, everyone is going to have B*LLS as their
Well,
names.
it took like the last one. Like I think there's balls with an O or
Maybe
Bulls.
Balls?
Yeah, Bulls works. Bulls works.
Listen. Bill, I'm gonna miss you so much, but I'm still gonna talk to you because you know what's up. You have my location on standby, so.
Indeed.
Yeah. And Bill,
I just
next
wanna
time you're
say-
in,
Pictures from you in the future.
Bill, I just want to say, mashallah, assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, man.
yeah, Bill's next time you're in Minnesota, you can
Forest,
slide by like
forest.
the MOA. Or
Salam alaikum.
Alhamdulillah.
We're saying love from the
Alhamdulillah.
gods, right? Alaikum
Yes,
salam.
Peace to you.
Mhm.
Peace to you.
Peace to you. The gods
Yeah.
smile upon you.
Just
Yes,
anywhere in like the
mashallah.
Minneapolis area, I can probably get to pretty fast next time.
Bill,
you're
in a year,
Okay.
from now, Among Us will be so advanced that it'll just be robots playing. Like we'll
Yeah,
all
no, I
have
agree.
voters.
What do you mean? There were already robots playing in the tournament, round 1.
That's true. That is true.
Wait, what do you mean?
GG's.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure what I mean.
Okay.
I'm just a robot myself, right?
Okay.
Well, if you're a robot, what does that make me?
Oh,
Like,
you're
what's-
bulls.
I know what that
Bulls!
Yeah.
How did we miss this B star LLS?
We can't say
I
that on
cannot
stream.
confirm. I cannot confirm nor deny. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes you
Yeah,
yeah, I know what that makes you do.
Amazing. Everyone is going to have a
love
B name at this point. What is next?
But then
Like
when
every
Bill's
Guys,
gone, like
Bill
he's
fan at
gone
one
for
point.
I do have to jet. If you guys end up watching the YouTube, video that gets uploaded, I'm sorry if I missed all your names because he did kind of put me on the spot.
Did he say my name?
I would mention
My
everyone
gosh,
in
he's
this
such a pick
call.
me.
You better send my name.
Bill, if
Bill,
we
I'm
can
gonna
have.
send you all my Among Us
I'm
music.
blocking it now.
Wait, let me send you
Bill.
all my Among Us music.
Wait. Okay. Well, was I the first name you said, or was it Ox?
Ox was first.
I think
Ox-
it was Ox,
Yeah.
Odini,
And then wait,
Spoon.
when was Buyanak? When was Buyanak?
Oh god, I forgot about Bina.
Oh my god.
I forgot. I got a lot of names.
Hey, it's
and,
easy to forget the names.
give me-
Like, you're very much on the spot. You're just a human. I'm sure that there are so many people that all of us would forget if we were put
Yeah.
on the spot. But I
Very
just want to
true.
say, on behalf of the Among Us community, we really appreciate the work you've put in, Bill. Like, none of this would have
Appreciate
been
you guys.
possible without your hard work and dedication.
And just your presence, even that was amazing.
Yeah, we love you,
loved it.
Bill.
My DMs are always open as well. We'll get back
Yeah.
to you any DMs you send me when I
Honey
can.
not for you, honey not.
What? You are so gay
Just
for
laugh
that.
at Honey.
Kate.
Yeah, what? Yeah, exactly. What? I agree.
Why?
I was laughing at you. Like,
What?
what?
Okay, everyone. Peace.
Inshallah.
Peace.
Much love to Bill.
Mashallah, I love you, Bill.
All right.
Alright.
Bill is
Alright.
dipped.
Wow.
Noted,
Thank you,
Bill.
Kate.
Moment.
I appreciate that, Kate. Thank you.
That was great.
Yeah, why is Kate just being like evil as
Let's
usual?